Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1345. Happy Thursday, right? Thursday? Yes, Thursday. Good morning. I'm a little tardy. I wanted to sleep in. I wanted to sleep in a little bit later. I was out kind of late. Late for me, like 10 o'clock. That's late for me. My wife had her favorite things party, which is like an Oprah thing. And she's been doing this for like 10 years. So she had some ladies over. So I ski-daddled. Me and my buddy Mark went to the Village Green last night. Learned some. It was a weird night. Usually when we meet up at the Village Green, it's like packed. And I guess it's winter now. And we had some nasty weather. All of a sudden we looked out and it looked like a blizzard outside. Um, but I got there first. There was a couple people sitting at the bar. There were a few people like in the table area having dinner. So it was like, oh wow, there's not that many people. This is kind of nice because it's a pain when it's like you gotta find a spot to sit or whatever. So Mark showed up, and all of a sudden, a couple people left. It was just two. We were the only in the whole place. It's a big sized place. We were the only two. I've never seen it like that dead at 7 o'clock. And then by the time it was maybe 20 minutes, a half an hour, and then people started pouring in. So it was it ended up being a decent sized crowd, but learned some interesting history. I'm a nerd about historical, especially if I'm like at a place, local history. I like nerding out over that. So Mark was telling me, he's like, yeah, this used to be a bowling alley. And I'm like, really? Because it looks like it doesn't look like it's been, and actually it has been updated. They updated it like a few weeks ago. And the owner was telling us right before they were doing it, like what he had planned on doing. It's like, oh, this is going to be all new look, and it's going to look so much different. I walked in, didn't even notice. Mark's like, yeah, they did all that work. I'm like, oh, they did it already? I'm like, oh yeah. But it doesn't even look any different. And I'm, go there once a week, once every 2 weeks or so, and didn't even notice. But I was intrigued by the bowling alley aspect, and then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, this, because it's long, because it takes up like the width of the bar, like it takes up the entire block. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's long enough to be a bowling alley. And then I'm like I'm like, oh yeah, this was probably the bar area, and then the dinner, the tables where the tables are, because it was only a 4-lane bowling alley. I'm like, yeah, I can actually picture it, and I'd love to see pictures because I'm a nerd like that. I'd love to see pictures of what it looked like and picture it back in the olden days. The previous owner, and there was a little like historical write up on the menus, which I really like about when restaurants do that. There's also right across the street from the Village Green is a little restaurant called the Free House, and it was a jail. And so on their menus, they have like the background, why it's called the Free House, and all that. So I enjoy that historical stuff on the menus. But the previous owner, so it has this historical write up on the menu. The previous owner was a drummer in the Steve Miller Band, like back in the day. I'm like, oh, that's fascinating. Very fascinating. So that was my night. Of course, our kitchen is now filled with all kinds of treats because the ladies bring over all kinds. My wife had sitting out like a bowl of what looked like turtles. And that's like my downfall. Like, I am not a big sweets guy, but if you put a turtle in front of me, I'm going to eat the shit out of it. And so there's a bowl. I'm like, oh, what's this? I'm like, oh, these are good. And she's like, Costco. I'm like, no kidding. That's not, I don't want to hear that, because next time I go to, I'm like, oh, give me a little sugar. So yeah, so I'm going to try to avoid that. I'll keep my sugar to the fruits that I got at Aldi the other day. Hey, by the way, let's congratulate Low Roller Scratcher, because he was right. Bitcoin hit 100K last night. We were watching. My Mark got the message. I think it hit. Oh, it hit 99.2 during the day, and as we were sitting at the bar, it hit. Should have slept in a little more. It hit 100K, and it's at 103,000 right now. Bitcoin 103,000. So I went back into my. I thought I was buying Bitcoin when it dropped to like 3,000, but I think the lowest I got it at was it 7,000? Oh wait, no, that's not it. 7,000. And I bought $100 worth at 7,000, which now would be worth like 1,500, somewhere around there. So Bitcoin 103,000. He told us buy Bitcoin last year when it was under 20K. Many of us did not. We did not take his advice, and now we're poor. And Low Roller Scratcher is laughing all the way to the bank. Are you Low Roller Scratcher? Now I have a. Are you going to sell now that it hit 103K, or sell some of it? Keep some, sell some, cash out some, sell some. But my altcoins are doing well, and usually when Bitcoin does well, the altcoins follow. So my portfolio, I have like 800 right now. My portfolio of crypto is worth $810 because I don't dabble in crypto. It's just not my thing. In my portfolio has actually, over the last year, it's down 30%. But in the last month, it's up 123%. So it's all about, I could come on here and say, in the last month, my crypto portfolio is up 123%. Well, in the last year, it's down 30%. So there you go. We can always fudge the numbers, or that's not fudging the numbers. That's just massaging to meet narratives. Like I could tell you, Bitcoin, look at my Bitcoin, it's up. And then I could also be a bear and be like, well, my Bitcoin is down. Christian's in the house. Good morning. Tracy is here. What's happening? Peter's in the house. Good morning. Bill Simus is here. Good morning. David's here. Good morning. Philly Joe's in the house. Good morning. Gundy's here. Good morning. Orlando. Hello. What's up? Mikey is here. Good morning. Bitcoin has hit 100K. Mikey says, my sales have slowed down so much to a trickle. I don't know what else to do to improve them. I feel helpless. You just got to keep grinding. We talk about this often. You just got to keep doing it. You just got to list good stuff at good prices, and the sales will eventually follow. There's no secret. There's no secret to sales, and what I love about card sales is there's no peak. Like there's no down month. In real estate, this is like dead. This is the dead period in real estate because nobody's wanting to buy houses. And I shouldn't say nobody. Very, very, very few people are looking to buy homes between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And well, extend that out to like the first week of January, basically half of November, all of December, and the first few days of January. And then all of a sudden, the spring market gets earlier and earlier, it seems. And by mid-January, it starts to pop up. What I like about card sales is we control our own destiny. We control it. Like, you can't say that about real estate, but you can say that about card sales. If you want to have a good month, like I could make December the best month, but I have to go out and I have to list a bunch of great stuff. I may have to sell stuff under comps, and stuff goes under comps at auctions frequently. Shit, last night I had stuff go over comps from at least from what I would consider a comp. I had a I just had a couple get paid this morning. Jackson Holiday sold for like $750 at auction. It was a card I probably would have listed for $5 or maybe $750. What else? There was something else that sold. A Max Clark first Bowman Chrome sold for like $750 or $8, or maybe $850. That's something I probably, if I would have done a batch of cards, I probably would have listed that for $250, $350. Well, I know what to say. This is why I like auctions. I also dislike auctions because I'll sell refractors of like Acuna and Trout that would sell for $250 that sell for 99 cents. So it goes both ways, but I like to take those wins so we can control it. We can have down months. We can have great months, and it doesn't have to be, going in. It's this time of year isn't like a great, people are spending money this time of year. So you have to capitalize on that. Bring the people what they want. And sometimes that's just deals. Sometimes people just want to go on eBay and shop for deals. Sometimes they're looking for specific players. What's liquid right now? Who's hot? And that stuff, you just have to follow it. And I can't sit here and tell you list Johnny Bench and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Todd Marinovich. Those are the three cards that are sitting next to me because they'll sell. Because you could list, say Todd Marinovich is the hot quarterback like he was in 1991. 91. This is the 24 karat gold version coming to an auction near you. There's also who's the other one? Bobby Wilson of the Redskins. No idea who he is. Defensive tackle. So I could sit here and tell you list that, but if you list it if that's a $5 card and you list it for $10, you're not going to sell it. If you list it for $4, probably going to move it a little faster. If you list it right at comps, might take a little bit. Just depends. So there's no secret sauce. There's no secret sauce to successful sales. You just got to list stuff that people want at good prices. I know that's the answer that people don't want to hear, but it's the truth. And it's not easy. Anything in sales is not easy. You just have to, over time, you'll understand and you'll learn things. I learn something new every single day. And that's always be learning. Always be learning. And sometimes you got to take this stuff in. It's like, okay, I didn't want to do auctions. I hated auctions. Now I love auctions. Sometimes you got to open your mind, do different things. Stop being stubborn and closed-minded like myself. And okay, I'm going to try this auction thing out. And now all of a sudden it's like stuff selling for higher than I would have expected, but you also have to be smart about what you're listing. I wouldn't list a 50 card lot of Michael Jordans at auction or Dirk Nowitzki. I've done that. And I've always said, don't list lots. Don't list like 70 starter lots. Not good at auction. Buy it now. They'll eventually sell. They're not going to sell today or tomorrow. Well, they might, but it could be a long tail. So that's the thing. But that's what I love about card sales. People ask me, so when's your downtime in card sales? I'm like, there isn't one. My sales are pretty consistent year round. I look at, I don't want to run the numbers right now, but I could look at the numbers month over month, and it's pretty similar. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. There's not much difference in there. And usually what the difference is in my sales from a month-to-month basis is what did I acquire that month? What did I list in that month? You'll see over the last several months, my numbers have gone a little higher than normal because of what I acquired over the summer. The estate sale. Some of the Goodwill pallets had great stuff in them. And sometimes to get great sales, we have to make great purchases. And that's that's the key. You've got to, it comes, the success comes on the buy side. And, but there's no, I can't just snap my fingers and I want more sales today. Boom. Here come more sales. I wish it was that easy, but if it was that easy, everybody would do it. So I like the challenge. So just keep listing. If your sales are down, keep listing. Make sure you're listing good stuff. Make sure they're at good prices, and make good purchases. Sometimes what I've noticed, and I think this happens with a lot of people in this space, is when they buy cards to sell, it's almost out of desperation. Like, I need inventory. And when you get into that spot, you're looking and you're going to make a bad purchase. And I've done that. Like, I need inventory and I got to buy something today. I've got to buy something. I've got to turn these sales around. And when that happens and you have that mindset, and I've had it, you tend to make a poor decision. And it's like, ooh. And then after you start listing, it's like, oh man, this was probably a bad purchase. So have to be even keel about it, not get desperate on the buy side. So I wish it was easy. Actually, I don't. I like the difficulty level. It is easy. It is easy, but it's a grind. I think it's the grind that I enjoy. It's the grind. I get a high off of, the auction bells are going off, and I was shown, we were at the Village Green last night, and I showed Mark, I'm like, I'm just gonna just read this email from Doggy Daycare. And my phone, like boom, 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 new bid. And he's like, Jesus, you're doing a lot of auctions now. And I'm like, yeah. And I like them. And all of a sudden it's like new bid $4, new bid $5.50, $6. I'm like, holy shit, this stuff's going good. Outside of a Tuesday night when I'm not pumping. So hit it up. Scrolling at the bottom of the screen, 99centcards.com. So there you go. Low Roller says, I got a new Bitcoin prediction price next year. We will see what happens. Well, don't leave us hanging like that. What is your new prediction for the end of next year? Are you going to follow it up? Michael Renicky, good morning. Jody's in the house. Good morning. Brian's here. He says that's the fun part about the historical write-ups, write-up in Hooters restaurants. They just put it right up front for all to see. Philly Joe says, keep plugging along. Tis the season. Tis the season. LRS inducted into the Crypto Hall of Fame in 2025 with Tony Oliva and Donovan McNabb. Victor, good morning. John says LRS's financial prowess offset by his also pumping up hockey cards. It's a wash. Max says, sadly didn't take his advice and somehow made more. John says, your makeup is accessorized with your wardrobe. Great coordination. Hey, that's what I try to do. I wanted to wear it's cold as shit outside, but I had to wear my Anawan Braves. They're 6-0 in basketball to start the season. So off to a good start. So I saw they won last night or 2 nights ago. I saw a post on Facebook. I'm like, I'm going to wear my Anawan shirt, my Anawan hoodie, because it's cold as, man, it was cold as fuck last night. Holy shit. Wind, it was cutting. It was actually the temperature. It was probably, I think we had like below zero wind chills this morning. And man, last night it was walking from the parking garage to the bar wasn't bad because the wind was at my back. But man, walking back to my car, whew, it's like, Jesus. And I was like this in the car driving, like, oh, it's so cold. Don't like this. Do not like this. Where are we at? Low Roller says, most likely sell my altcoin this bull run. I am keeping my Bitcoin forever. I know Bitcoin will reach $1 million per coin in the future. There you go. So get on it now. Buy high. 103,000 right now. Buy some because it's gonna 10x. Mikey says, my girlfriend is staying the night tonight, so at least I won't have to worry about being on my phone and getting no eBay notifications. Well, that could also lead to no sales. So there you go. Good morning, Porter. What's happening? Low Roller says, we are waiting altcoin season next year. John says, if you didn't make 20% on standard investments this year, then you are cursed. My defaults in 1401k matched my IRA managed by a professional. Low Roller's got a new Bitcoin video today. Max says, Mikey, do you list sellable inventory daily? There you go. If the answer is no, then that's why the sales aren't coming in. If not, I'd start there. Minimum 10 items daily. John says, dude in England had his roommate throw his hard drive with his Bitcoin a few years back, worth $600 million. Local authorities won't let him dig up the landfill to find it. That's a punch in the nuts. Boston Smoke says, my remedy for slow sales, list. There you go. John says, think of sales as a sport. You need to have a plan, react, and then pivot as needed. Coordinators in the NFL call that making adjustments. There you go. And that is perfect advice. 4TP, what's up? Bo, do you use promoted listings for your auctions? I do not. No, I do not. And that's kind of nice when I sell stuff at 99 cents. Like, it's like, oh, wow, I made more, because usually I'm hit with 6 to 10% on promotion fees on my buy it now listings, which I don't get on auctions. And that's another like, oh, I'm making 10% more on a sale because I'm not promoting the listings. And in auction promoted auction listings are not the same as buy it now. Like it's like a flat fee. Like you have to pay like $1 or 50 cents or 10 cents, whatever it might be. I just let them roll. And if they don't sell at auction, I just convert those over to buy it now. And let's go see. I really like the hub on your seller hub now. It says unsold and not relisted, so you can just go manage them. So 29V was, so we'll just do this. Let's just do this right now. So I'm going to list some buy it nows. So this is what I like about auctions. So here's some buy it nows. Or here's some auctions that ended last night without bids. And, some of the stuff that I put at auction, I understand is probably not going to move. There's some decent, like the Jackie Robinson 1997 tops. I'm surprised that didn't sell at 99 cents. The Willie Mays commemoratives, I'm surprised those didn't sell. Let's see. We got Frank Top. Colton Cowser, first Bowman. Now, if that was a Chrome, that would have moved. Mariano Rivera, it says rookie class. Who know? I don't know the Mariano Rivera. Well, 92 Bowman, I guess. And that's a 96. The 90s were wild with rookie cards. Let's see. Listed some. Another Bowman first that didn't sell. So just some random stuff. Now I'm going to list this at $1.75. Where are we at? I had a bunch of Younts that I ran at auction last night. Oh, here's a first Chrome. Colson Montgomery didn't sell at 99 cents. That's a little surprising. Oh, listed a bunch of Frank Thomas's. Oral Hershiser rookie didn't move. And that's a card that'll sell for like $250 at buy it now. I'm going to list it for $1.75. So somebody's getting a deal. Shohei Ohtani. Ethan Salas. Mojo did not sell. That I might, you know what? Screw it. We're going to list it for $1.75. Some Ohtani's didn't sell. Jackson Merrill, first Bowman didn't sell. What the fuck? How did that not sell for 99 cents? So as I go through this, I'm surprised by a lot of these unsold auctions from last night. So people, you're getting deals right now. We're going to list all of these at $1.75. So relist is fixed price. How many are there? 69, a nice number. So we're just going to bulk edit, buy it now price. We're just going to change this to $1.75. So there's some good stuff going at buy it now, because a lot of these cards I would put like $250. Some of these even like $3 maybe, but we're doing $1.75. Bulk edit. We need to change the shipping policy. Change to default. And apply that. So 69 buy it now items going in. Some good stuff. Submit $1.75 free shipping. Boom. There you go. So if you're watching, you've got a little advance notice of some stuff that's going into my eBay store. John just saw this come across. Postwarcards.com. Upper Deck Jackson, Reggie Jackson autograph was the first major chase card. Well, interesting. Who wrote that? Did John Keating write that? Andy Mack says, my challenge working a full-time job plus running a youth sports league is sourcing new inventory. I'm trying to avoid that desperation buy mindset. It is a struggle. And I even doing this full time, like I'll find myself, and I think I've fallen into the desperation mindset with auctions where, especially on like Monday night auctions, Wednesday night auctions, Thursday night auctions, I don't care. But Tuesday night, I want to bring you good auctions because we're counting down. I don't want to have base Ohtani Bowman cards that don't sell because that's boring live streaming. We want stuff that's going to get some bids or at least not sell for 99 cents. So I've found myself at the last few card shows digging through $5 boxes and $10 boxes. And what I've found is that's not good for auctions because they might only sell for $3. And I've found this time and time again. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to have to rely on bigger bulk buys, that have decent stuff in them, Goodwill pallets, to source some of my auction inventory, because I don't want to be spending $5, $10 on cards that are going to sell for less than what I buy them for, which has happened a few times recently. So I've got to avoid, I find myself in that. Andy doesn't have a schedule that allows me to search estate sales or be constantly watching Facebook Marketplace. The shitty thing about Facebook Marketplace is even if you are watching it on a regular basis, like you'll miss out. Like I had a dealer a couple months ago tell me, I'm surprised you didn't get that Facebook Marketplace buy. And I'm like, when he's like, oh, it went up last year. I'm like, I usually look every day. Now I'm not looking multiple times. Usually I'll look once a day, sometimes twice a day. If I'll look at Facebook Marketplace, but even if you're looking a couple times a day, you're going to miss stuff because the really good stuff is gone like right away. L1C, what's up? Something I've heard a few times. I don't want to work. I just want to do cards. And that's, that's not a good mindset either. Because I work more. I probably put in twice as much work doing cards than what I did in my previous job. But I am 10 times happier, 15, 20, 25 times happier doing cards, working 80 hours a week. It's a fucking grind. And it's not easy. And it doesn't matter what space. It doesn't necessarily have to be selling $1.50 cards in volume. It could be reselling, consigning. Like it's a grind no matter what you do, what space you're in. Even Rob at Burbank, he's grinding, man. He didn't get where he is today by, working a 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or whatever. He wasn't working 40. I don't think Rob is. When was the last time Rob Veras had a 40-hour work week? Probably never. Rob wasn't working 8-hour days, probably 16-hour days, 14, 12, not taking weekends off. That's just my assumption. When you're running your own business, it's like around the clock. Philly Joe says, thanks, John. Do you own one? John says, Andy, I check Facebook Marketplace a lot. Rarely find anything anymore, but the filters make it easier. I did finally find, I think I had this conversation with John. I'm like, I don't even have, because you showed me a screenshot, which I didn't have that on my Facebook Marketplace. I have to like click around to do like newly listed filter on Facebook Marketplace. So I should check it more. Just, I always be looking, even though I'm not in the market. I've got plenty of inventory, but sometimes like you can't pass up a deal. John says, I do not own one. It is one of Mike Payne top 300s though. I would probably consider buying the Reggie should I see it in the wild, but I don't seek it out. Someone needs to check Mikey's phone photo album tomorrow. Mike Tyson says, lift. Bob Hosta, what's up? No remedy for us Canadian sellers with a postal strike. Sales have gone to zero. Man, I feel bad. And it seems like this happened. I think we looked this up. It's been like 5 years, I think, since the last one. I thought it was earlier or more recent than that. But man, what is going on with we complain like this is, it's not like we have it great with the U.S. Postal Service here in the U.S., but at least we haven't had like the strikes that Canada has seen now twice in the last 5 or 6 years. I feel for you. That sucks. Jody says, I love lot auctions. I bet he's a buyer. I've won about an auction a week for the last 6 weeks and got product at amazing prices. Saturday night endings are the best for great deals. See? And that's, my friends, why auctions suck for lots. As a seller, as a buyer, you can get great deals. I've bought lot auctions, some WWF wrestling lots that really turned out to be big winners for me. You can get some great deals, and some people have gotten great deals from my lot auctions. The Dirk Nowitzki sold for like $125. The Jordan sold for a lot less than what I would have sold it for as a buy it now. So it's like if I have like a ton of, I'll do lots like the non-sport lot, the reseller lot. What else have I done lots of? The Ginter minis. You got great deals. If you were a buyer, you got great deals on the mini lots. But it's just like, I just need to get rid of some of this stuff and I'll do a lot. John says, postal strike only applies to carriers. Have the buyers go to their post office. Philly Joe laughs. 4TP says, actually, auction promotions changed to percentage managed like buy it now listings. Interesting. Would be curious to see you test it for a week. Yeah, maybe I will do that. I thought about doing Johnny M mentioned something yesterday about he tested out 100% promotions. And again, there's so many variables that go into it. If you're only doing like 10, if you're testing 10, that's a pretty small sample size, not going to see many results. If I were to do like my entire inventory at 100%, that would be a death knell. Don't do that. But it's like, I would be curious just to test, like, okay, where is it? But I've done a test on 20% and didn't really see much difference in sales. So what that tells me is same amount of sales, I was spending more in promotion fees. But I found the sweet spot to be 10 to 12%. When I think I started out at like 3 or 5%. And it was crazy. Like the spike that I saw from 0 to 5% was just insane. I'll look into the auctions. I'll be listing. I think I've got some scheduled already for tonight, but I'm going to try to do 100 to 200 a night auctions. And see how those things roll. I'm going to have to keep a close eye on, okay, what am I spending on insertion fees? So last night would have been, I would have been paying insertion fees on 69. So 69 times 15 is, 690. So 7.3, about $10, right? About $10, 69 times 15, 10.35. So that's kind of a small price to pay. Basically, that's kind of my promotion fee is the Now if I did say I did 10% promotion fees on top, it's like, okay, I'm taking 10% off the top of my auctions plus, what percent of auctions don't sell that I have to pay insertion fees on. And all of a sudden those little fees, nickel and dime you, literally a nickel and a dime for those insertion fees. John says the Mays and Robinson are dollar box cards. Not surprising. They are going for $2. Yeah, I mean, but I'm surprised they didn't sell for 99 cents. I'm surprised they didn't sell for 99 because they'll sell for $2 or $1.75. Because basically $1.75 is a little less than what they would have sold for at auction with the 99-cent shipping, $1.98. But typically Jackson Robin based dollar box cards sell for $2 all day. I mean, a lot of my $2 cards are quarter box cards, not even dollar box cards. A lot of my inventory is 25-cent inventory, and it sells for $1.75 or $2. Bob Hosta says picked up signed custom jerseys with JSA certs of Frank Thomas, Jim Palmer, and Odell Beckham Jr. for $10 a piece. Wow. First exciting find in years. Very nice. Mark says, what keywords do you use to search Facebook Marketplace? I just use cards. John says he uses baseball cards or sports cards. And I do need to get a little more creative with my searches because sometimes it's just like the AI knows what I look for and it just pops up cards all the time. But one night I typed in Beckett because I was looking for Beckett, I'm going to see if there's any Beckett magazines. And that's where I found 200 issues up in Gundy's territory up in Blair, Wisconsin. Nice little day trip. Max says you work 2 to 3 times more running your own business. It's happiness you're chasing, not the absence of work. Amen. 100% accurate. 100%. Troy's here. What's up? Good morning. Got the shipment yesterday. Thanks again. Hey, and Troy's in Canada. Awesome. I'm glad you got the package. John says, then I filtered to local pickup last week or last 24 hours. I set my geographic within 100 miles. Troy says, I'm still selling, but it may be 40% of what I was doing because of the postal strike. John is headed to Toronto on Sunday. I'll sort it out. There you go. Brian is here. Good morning. John says, I got great deals on the 80-81 basketball. Red Light 34 made it. Little late, made it. What's up, that dude from Duryea? He's in the house. Good morning. Unicorn Cupcake, good morning. Cooter says, hey, John, what were Little Rock Connie's insertion fees? Little Rock Connie's insertion fees required nothing up front. You paid for it later, though. John says, there is a difference between selling a $2 buy it now and having it on a clock at $2. Yes, I agree with that. And then sometimes they'll sell for $3 or $4. That's the crazy thing about auctions. Is some of the stuff that's a dollar card will sell for $2. Trying to go through last night's auctions of a good example. There was a Milwaukee Brewers police card of Robin Yount. That's a quarter box card. In my eyes, that's a quarter box card. It sold for $275 plus shipping. And then a lot like Frank Thomas gold winners from 1992 Topps. That's a quarter box card to me, sold for $225. So some of this stuff is it's not every card is going to not sell on a clock, will sell on a clock, whatever. Troy says, I use hockey or baseball card lot or collections on Facebook. Oh, there you go. John says, Barton is on it. As with everything, mix up the nomenclature. That dude says, what percentage of auctions unsold until the 15-cent cost gets you? It kind of depends. If I sell 100 auctions at 99 cents and 100 auctions don't sell at 99 cents, that's really gonna tip. So it's basically, I'm not looking at it from a day-to-day basis. It's going to be like on a monthly basis. Look at my fees. all right, I paid X amount in insertion fees, and I think I can. Let's go into November because I really started doing, or let's just do last 30 days on my fees, and I can see what I've spent last 31 days. I wonder if I can break down my sales via auction, selling costs. All right, so in the last 31 days, I paid. All right, and I'm kind of confused by this breakdown. So it says I paid $154.20 on insertion fees. But then it says I was credited $150.52 on transaction fees. But that also is like refunds. So that doesn't break down. So transaction fee credits may include credits for insertion fees, final value fees, promoting listings, or other fees. This excludes any account level credits. Your invoice will always have the most updated credit details. So I'll have to look into it more. But basically, let's just say I spent $154 on insertion fees. I think the auctions, if I can see, break down what I sold on auctions. Yeah, I did 3,200 in sales via auction. So that's a pretty good 154, even if it was 154. But I think part of the credits, part of that $150 is transaction fee credit. So I didn't pay the whole $154.20 because I was credited back. But say somebody opens an item not described case and you send a refund, say it's $10, you get refunded the $1.20 fee, and there's other fees that you're credited. So I don't think there were too many refunds that I sent in the last 31 days, but maybe say $100, $110, $120. So if I spent $100, I mean, that's a pretty small price on, if my auctions, if I only did like $400 in auction. So even at 154, which is, again, that's conservative estimate, 154 divided by 3,200, that's almost 5%. That's less than what I would do to promote my listings. And these are not promoted. These auctions are not promoted. So I'll just keep an eye on that. And okay, 5%, I can do that. If it gets to above 10%, then it's like, okay, I've got to be more careful with what I list. However, what I am seeing, and it's almost like an extended promotion fee. So instead of 10%, I'm paying 15%, is the auctions that don't sell, I list it, buy it now. And I have a feeling that many of the cards that I listed today, none have sold yet, but the 69 cards that went from unsold auctions to buy it now at $1.75, a lot of those will sell at $1.75. Even the Sandbergs, I ran 100. Got something in my throat this morning. Even the auctions I ran for Sandberg, I think I did 135 Sandberg auctions. I think only 35 sold. Now, a few of them sold for like 20, 30, 40 bucks. There were all the rookies sold for, in the $10 range. So I did well. Overall, I did well. Most of those 100 unsold auctions have sold at buy it now. So I'm still moving that inventory. It's not like it just never sold, and it did sell fairly quickly. It's only been probably a month since those auctions were live. Algonquin Brewers. Max is headed to La Crosse shortly to pick up a big collection. Got to get ready. Make it a good day. There you go. Unicorn Cupcake says, I have 6 watchers on a $2.99 card. I offered at $1.59 and no one bid. What do these people want? I'm going to auction it and show them fools. There you go. And that's the thing about watchers, is sometimes I watch cards just because I'm curious what it's going to, because I might have that card. My watch list, I don't watch very many items. Like I'll have a watch list. Like I have a Bowman Chrome printing plate of Carson Sands. It's listed at $93.75. I would pay like $10 for that card. But I'm watching it just to see if it ever gets to an appropriate price point. There's a 1-of-1 Aramis Ottoman from Heritage Minor Leagues. It's $106 plus $10 shipping. No, like I'd pay $20, maybe $25 for that card. There's a Dylan C Superfractor 2017 Bowman Chrome non-auto. It's at $750. I wouldn't pay that, and it's been listed for a long time. Do I have anything? I've got a January 1985 Beckett baseball issue that I'm not too interested in buying. I've got, I don't even know why I watched. I don't even think I've manually watched this. My buddy Justin had a Wayne Gretzky Indianapolis Racers card. Am I actually watching this? I shouldn't. I don't know. But I think I was looking up comps and I probably accidentally. So like I wasn't even like a legit watcher. Like I was just looking up comps for the card. Dad Dude from Duryea says eBay fee schedules could get confusing. Absolutely. And that's what it's, you know, if I kind of look at the last 30 days, okay, $154 insertion fees. Okay, that's pretty fair. Let's do this month and let's see what I've just in the first 4 days of December. Let's see where we at. Total sales. So I haven't done much in auctions, about $400 in auctions this month. eBay fees. Oh, zero insertion fees because I haven't gone over. I'm using the 500, so bad example. Max says, Unicorn, a lot of your watchers are probably other sellers. Yeah, and I think a lot of my watchers are that way as well, especially when you're talking low dollar cards. You're like, oh, this is, maybe it's not really a $2.99 card. Maybe it is a $1.59 card. And those watchers want to see, well, if he can sell it for $3, I'm going to raise my price. Or, oh, if this card sells for $3, I'm going to go list mine. So that's what a lot of those watchers could also be. Sometimes you run it at auction and you take that risk. It might only sell for 99 cents. I guess unless you started at $1.59, maybe it sells for $1.59. But like lots, my Wisconsin Badger ticket lot last week, right as soon as it went live, I had an offer for $100. I'm like, oh, wow, if somebody wants this, like within minutes of it going live, I'm going to let this run at auction. Sorry, I'm going to let this run at auction. And it sells for $60. So sometimes you make those mistakes. So that's what I had for today. I actually wanted to talk about Christmas trees, and we're only 48 minutes in, but I was late this morning, so it's after 8. But I was in the car yesterday, and on the radio, they were talking about Christmas trees. And it got me wondering, like, are you Christmas tree real or fake? Are you real or fake? And growing up, we were always, and I didn't know, oh, this was what it was. It was a radio clip. They were talking about the average price of a real Christmas tree. I think it's $80. Holy fuck. Like, I haven't bought a real Christmas tree. Well, I don't think I've ever bought myself a real Christmas tree. My parents would buy them. Now, we're also talking 30 years ago. But we would go get them. Kimes Family Store, which was like a variety store. They had penny candy when I was a kid. You get it there, or the IGA, and they'd have like a bunch of Christmas trees laid up against the outdoor of the store. And I think they were like $15, 10, 15, $20 maybe at the most. And but we were always a real Christmas tree house until I think I got into high school. And then my mom's like, I don't want to deal with it. It was always my mom getting the Christmas tree. My dad's like, he was an old grouch. I don't want you deal with it. So he might have helped on a couple of them. I don't know. But we ended up getting a fake, and that was like, I thought that was like absurd. And I don't think fake Christmas trees were a big thing until like fairly recent, like within the last, 20, 30 years. At least like where I grew, like very few people had fake Christmas trees. Like you either cut your own or you went to the IGA, and like there were real Christmas trees that you just bring a real Christmas tree. So I remember that first, I don't know when it was, mid 90s, late 90s, we got a fake Christmas tree, and I just thought this is absurd. This should be illegal, having a fake Christmas tree. Now it's fake all the way. Like, I don't want to deal with that shit. I've never cut down a Christmas tree. I've never gone to like a Christmas tree farm. And I understand like that would be a good tradition, like a fun family tradition, like the Griswolds. But not for me. I don't own a saw. So yeah, I would not want to do that. Or I guess you could, I guess you could chop down your own tree. I'm sure there's places where you chop down your own tree. But yeah, we've been between my parents back in the mid to late 90s up until today, we are a fake tree household. In fact, I think last year we were like, this is probably the last year of this Christmas tree. So I forgot about that. When we were taking it down, my wife's like, yeah, because I've been like I think we should, because it's got the snow. We should do that. We should go get a new Christmas tree. Now that before we bring that one out, it's got that that fake snow that gets everywhere. So we want to get one that doesn't have the fake snow that gets all over your clothes. So yeah, we're fake all the way, fake tree. It's going to be interesting this year with Ernie because he likes to play with shit. So he's going to be like a cat, knocking the little ornaments down. All right, so we are fake Christmas. But I was shocked. I think what surprised me was the price of Christmas, like a real Christmas tree, $80, $80. But fake Christmas trees are probably you're going to pay close to $200 for a fake Christmas tree. But you get like our fake Christmas tree. We've gotten, gosh, how many years? 6, 7 years out of this Christmas tree. Andy Mack, he's a fake tree household. Philly Joe says fake wife and 2 girls are allergic. Okay. So there's a reason. Mikey changed 2,000 plus listings to 99 cents plus 99-cent shipping and a penny per additional card for shipping. There you go. That could work. Unicorn Cupcake says if they are watching and I change it to auction, do they get notified? I think so. Mike Smith, aka Low Roller Scratcher, is here. Says my new Bitcoin prediction in 2025, it will be 250K. It will be tough. He confirms it is Low Roller Scratcher. Unicorn Cupcake says, I hope you're right. You are 1 for 1 in predictions. Unicorn Retail Investor isn't here in crypto yet. Unicorn Cupcake says that has some truth to it. Barton is a fake Christmas tree. There you go. So it seems like everybody's a fake tree in here. Andy says, my wife bought a horrible old fake tree off Facebook Marketplace a few years ago for $80. Took me 3 hours to set the fucking thing up and it looked like shit. Oh, man. We tried selling it and no one bit, so we threw it out. I remind her of that year. That's funny. That is funny. That is funny. Won't make that mistake again. Alrighty, that's what I had for today. It's coffee time. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit up my eBay store, 99centcards.com. I've got more auctions ending tonight. I started some new auctions last night. What went up? I think there's some random shit that went live last night. I have a feeling a lot of last night's auctions might not sell, but we'll see. You never know. That's kind of what's been surprising me about auctions is sometimes the Robin Yount police card sells for $3. You never know. Porter says, did you watch any basketball last night? Yes. I was at the bar, watched, let's see, what was on? North Carolina was on one TV. UConn, that was a good game. UConn and who the hell did UConn play? The UConn game was on. And then they had the Bucks game on. So yeah, watched a little bit. My Leathernecks were there. They played a Patsy. They played St. Ambrose, which is a money game for Western. Even low majors that get paid to play the big schools, even they have money games. They bring in Division II and Division III teams. So they played St. Ambrose last night, won by 40 points, which is what they should have won by. So did not have that on. They play like East West University later this week, I think, or this weekend. I'll have to look them up. I don't know who they are. Mike Smith says, you have not seen me lately since I am back looking at free bonus skill game. You were just in the chat earlier. Are there two low roller scratchers? Because look, Mike Smith, isn't this you? Where's it at? Isn't this you? You were just in the chat. Do we have an imposter low roller scratcher? Mike Smith says, you have not seen me lately since I am back looking for free bonus skill game, but he's already chatted with us this morning. Interesting. Dat dude from Duryea says, pre-lit is the key to a fake tree. Yes, absolutely. Unicorn Cupcake says, Mike Smith, you should buy skill game machine, put it in gas station, and make money from other skill game players. Now, that is next level advice. He's using his other account. Well, Mike Smith, hit the like button. Low roller scratcher, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit up my eBay store. 99centcards.com. More auctions ending tonight. I did add some new buy it now. A bunch of George Brett and Bo Jackson went live in my eBay store at buy it now prices. On the buy it now items, buy 7 or more at regular price, you'll save 25% off at checkout. So check out the new buy it now listings that went up. So that's all for today. Is tomorrow Friday already? Holy shit. Tomorrow's Friday. We've got Name That Player coming up tomorrow morning. So I'll have to get prepared for that on a free-for-all Friday. So have a great Thursday. Check your Facebook Marketplace. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to make my mushroom coffee, and I'm going to check my Facebook Marketplace for some cards. Have a great Thursday. We'll see you in the morning.